Hi everyone, welcome to GoLocal Live. I'm GoLocal News Editor Kate Nagel. Would like to welcome in my guest Pat Kamm here at IGT, clearly live on location. Pat, thanks for joining us today.
Hi Kate, glad to be here, thank you.
I appreciate your taking the time to let us come into your workspace, tell us a little bit about yourself and your role here at IGT. But as this week was Veterans Day, and Pat is a veteran, thank you for your service.
Thank you.
We want to hear a little bit about what brought you to IGT, what you think the veteran skills brought to the company, and then tell us about the diversity and inclusion group for veterans that just launched here and what that means for the company.
Okay, that's a lot, so I'll try to hit all of those points. I am originally not from Rhode Island. I'm from Maine, central Maine to be exact, and I made my way to Rhode Island via Portsmouth Abbey, the Portsmouth Abbey School in Portsmouth, Rhode Island in 1986. At the time it was an all-boys boarding school. Which was really a fascinating experience for high school, to say the least. I joined the Army in 1990. At the time, I was really trying to figure out what I wanted for my future. I was in great shape. I was an athlete as a kid, so I really wanted to go for the most difficult schools and jobs that the Army had to offer.
Okay.
And after a year and a half of training, my initial training's never over. I found myself as a member of the 10th Special Forces Group based in Europe, and for the duration of my enlistment, I spent all of my time traveling around Europe on deployments or training with other NATO forces. It was an incredible experience. All of the different schools that the military put me through in terms of leadership training and just these efforts to really push your body mentally and physically beyond what normal folks would expect. Really, form the foundation of who I am today as a man, as a father first, as a leader here at the company, IGT, and in the community.
So what lured you back to Rhode Island? You say the interesting all-boys high school experience, but having that varied and a vast experience in the armed services. What brought you to IGT?
It was time to have a family. So I got out of the service. I was here in Rhode Island, and I didn't know exactly where I was going to land. What I did want to find was a company that had the same values and traits that the military had in terms of esprit de corps, team environment, a fast operational tempo. And I learned about an opportunity at IGT to be a project manager. I didn't know what IGT, then GTech, was. I came to find out it was gaming, specifically lottery. And the opportunity was to become a technology project manager. And I really didn't know the first thing about how complex these systems were, the systems, the networks, the games, the software, everything that goes into running a lottery. But I rolled the dice. Like I said, I came out of the military with a great deal of real-world leadership experience, and I was really enticed by frankly, the building. All of the flags outside the front of the GTech World headquarters at the time represented all of the countries they were working in. And the more I read about the company, the more I knew I wanted to at least try out, throw my hat in the ring, and see if I could become a part of it.
Okay, very interesting. You said, had that military values, as you said, coming here to the company. And then, as you said, learning when you got here. So from, soup to nuts, tell us a little bit where you are today and
Sure.
your role. And you travel a lot.
I do travel a lot. I was in India last week, in fact, and I dialed into a call that I'll mention in a few minutes. But, I've been with GTech, now IGT, for 20 years. I started as an infrastructure project manager. I got the job, hey. And over the years, I've done hundreds. I've been directly involved in hundreds of conversions around the world. I've lived around the world. I lived in Belgium for a few years, in France, and I was in Russia for a year. Really everywhere, virtually everywhere that the company does business. And have been given a lot of opportunities to move up. This company is really great in the sense that there's no shortage of work. The operational tempo is super fast. The team environment is unparalleled in any company that I've ever spoken to or worked with. I mean, it's really an incredible environment to be a part of. it's a global company, it's diverse, and it's very exciting. And today, I'm fortunate enough to run our global program management office. Our responsibility is for research and development projects, as well as customer-facing deliveries worldwide across 3 verticals: lottery, casino, and video lottery. And it's about 3 million hours worth of work. It's really very exciting. The second thing that I do for the company, specifically inside of technology, is I help to manage demand capacity. So having the vision that I have, or the visibility of our global portfolio, I work with our resource managers to make sure that we actually have the employees, the leaders, available to work on all of these projects and meet our commitments to bring in these projects on time with high quality and high customer satisfaction.
Very good. That's it in a nutshell. That's it. That's a lot of hours. That's a lot of work. And one of the things that IGT prides itself on is engaging its workforce and celebrating the diversity of its workforce. And just this week, launching the Veterans Diversity and Inclusion Group here. Yes. Tell us a little bit what that means to you and what that will mean to the company.
Well, that's a great lead-in, Kate. Thanks very much for bringing that up. So I am a veteran. We've talked about that, and it's very important to me. My time in the military was very special. I'm part of a family that, it's a select family. People opt in to be a part of that, and to have a veterans support group here at IGT is very important. We've got a lot of veterans working here, a lot of the same folks that were looking for what I was looking for in a company: fast operational tempo, a team environment, and that's what you get here. I was in India last week, and the global kickoff for the business resource group for veterans was at 4 o'clock Eastern one afternoon. I believe it was Thursday of last week, and I dialed in at 2:30 a.m. In India, because they're off by a half hour because it's India, right? And I was given the opportunity to speak, and it was really important for me to be a part of that as a co-executive sponsor for the business group. It's important for me to be engaged and be seen. I want to be available for veterans that need an ear or a mentor or advice, and that's what I'm here for all of the active duty service members, as well as folks that are veteran status as I am, and all of the folks that support veterans out there, for our soldiers, sailors, airmen, and Marines.
Very good. And we don't find you here at the company. What do we do? See you running around Warwick?
You'll see me out running. I run a lot, so every day at lunch I'm running Providence, and I reside in Warwick. I have 3 kids, so I'm very active in the community there as well, in the Connecticut Village space. So if you see me, stop by and say hi. Give me a wave, yell out the window to me.
And if you see him running down here, you can't see, actually, Pat probably has one of the best offices here at the IGT headquarters. The State House is right behind us. He's got a big balcony just outside, and clearly is leading a world-class operation from here in downtown Providence. So Pat, Kamm, I appreciate your taking the time.
Thank you.
To come on, and thank you for watching us on live. And when you see us pop up in just a little bit, be sure to check back in. In the meantime, find us on GoLocalProv.com and on Facebook. I'm GoLocal News Editor Kate Nagel.